Taylor Swift has had a busy few weeks, y'all, and we need to recap. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tea with Brie. It's been a minute. I've been on vacation, y'all. I'm allowed to leave the country, and I left, and it was exhausting and also really amazing. But I'm back. There's so much to discuss. Has anyone had a busier week than Taylor Swift? Busier 2 weeks, busier 3 weeks. This girl has been everywhere. She's been serving looks. She's been out with Travis. We're gonna recap it all, honey. We're recapping it all today. But first, if you're new here, extra special welcome. This is a place where we get our tea, we light the candles, we dim the lights, and we girly goss about the topics of the day, the things that are demanding our attention. And right now it's Taylor Swift because she's been everywhere. But before we get into that, I need to mention that I got a haircut 2 days ago. That was truly one of the worst haircuts of my entire life and existence. And I'm not one to be like super precious about my hair, but this haircut was tragic. I asked for long layers, honey. Tell me why I asked for long layers and there's pieces of hair this short. I had such long hair. If you've watched any video, you know it was so long. And this is a salvage. This is a rescue attempt. This is the aftermath of going to a different stylist to try and fix and blend the crazy ass short layers this woman got me. When I got this original haircut, you guys, I looked like Lord Farquaad. It was Lord Farquaad in the front, mullet in the back, Joe Dirt in the back, Farquaad in the front, Dirt in the back. Honey, please. No one wants that. It was horrifying. But as she asked me, she was like, oh yeah, what do you think? And I was like looking at myself, but myself was Lord Farquaad looking back at me, and I was like, I thought car crash. I thought bomb. I thought it was so tragic. And what I said was, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then I tipped 20%, and then I left, and I immediately burst into tears and called my mom. It's called being a woman, honey. That's just a normal Tuesday for a woman. Anyway, so hopefully my hair is not looking as tragic now. Don't comment below because the bitch is not ready to hear it. But anyway, back to Taylor. Okay, so we're recapping many things. I'm gonna try to do this chronologically. Please correct me below if I've missed something or messed up on the order. But I think the first thing we need to discuss is the fact that the Eras Tour, the European leg, is officially over. It's concluded. And for someone who's never been to the Eras Tour, I still feel surprisingly emotional about this. I feel like there were shows that had to be canceled for the first time. There was new outfits debuted. There was more Travis sightings. We got amazing Tortured Poets Department inclusion. There was just like literally so much happening this summer with the Eras Tour. And I would tune in on those shitty little live streams from someone's like Instagram live, like to see what outfits she was wearing sometimes, like what surprise songs she would play. And it's just been such a moment. Like this will just be such an epic summer. And I feel like the Eras Tour is like a huge part of like what makes it so epic. I feel like if I had to pick a favorite song from the show, I've never been, but like if I had to imagine, I mean, I've seen that shit like girl hundreds of times. I would have to say Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, then you're about to know, because Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is one of the most epic songs ever. And I knew when I heard it on Tortured Poets Department that any performance of it live would be so next level. And ladies, I was correct. I was 100% correct. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me did not disappoint. It is just as dramatic and ghoulish and camp as I wanted it to be, and I'm obsessed with it. If you've actually been to the Eras Tour, I'm dying to know what your favorite performance or set or moment is from the Eras Tour, because I'm sure being there in person when everyone's like singing and dancing, like Shake It Off. Do I listen to Shake It Off really anymore? Not very much, but I'm sure in the stadium with everyone dancing, it is just like such a slay, such a moment, such a time. So let me know what your favorite parts of the Eras Tour is. Okay, next, I'll put some pictures up here, but we have Taylor and Travis just hitting the town, looking amazingly sweet, and they're going on dates. I think they went to Electric Lady Studios to go to a friend's wedding. They were everywhere. Travis's outfits for me are always a little bit hit or miss. Sometimes he's giving like Justin Bieber vibes, which is, I wouldn't say Justin Bieber's like a really good dresser, so it's always hit or miss for me, but Taylor's looking slay. She's looking slay in all of these. And there was a moment I saw on Twitter that was like a video of them like getting out of their giant Escalade, and essentially like there's fans screaming, there's paparazzi screaming, there's like lights going off everywhere, there's like camera flashes everywhere. It's like a very overwhelming environment to step from like an Escalade that's like quiet and concealed into this like crazed environment just to go to a restaurant. But anyway, basically Travis is just like beaming. He's smiling so wide. He looks so unbothered by this shit. And I see in this clip, and I can't find it anymore, but Taylor basically looks at him and just starts smiling so big too, because she sees that, like, I feel like she's kind of checking, like, is this too much? Is this overwhelming? Is this like the point where you're gonna be like, I don't like this anymore? But she sees him just happy as a clam, and I think she just is very touched by that. So if I had to categorize him as a person, I feel like he seems like an unbothered type of person. I mean, if I was a 6'5" dude who could beat up most people, I think I'd be more unbothered also. Okay, next up on the Taylor tour, she and Travis went to the US Open with Brittany and Patrick Mahomes. Taylor's outfit at this I thought was so cute. She loves the red lip bitches, and she was red lipping it up here. She's got her traditional, she's got her fave sunglasses on, and I just thought she looked so cute. Very like appropriate summertime New York, like US Open type of outfit. I thought it was great. Also, have you guys noticed this? But I don't know if it's as apparent in these pictures, but it seems like for the Eras tour, she's like very like, it's like the traditional straight Taylor bang. She does like, it's like very old school. And then when she's out and about on the town, she's like, I'm not performing Taylor anymore. She goes to this like, almost like swooped a little bit bang. I'll try to put some pictures up over here, but I just thought that was an interesting point, that I feel like she's kind of like, this is like a different moment. This is a different hair. This is a different me. And she's swooping those bangs, honey. It's like Hannah Montana in that wig. One second she's a normal girl. Now she has a wig on. She's someone totally different. That's what Taylor's swoop bangs are. Anyway, small aside. Okay, also larger aside. There has been so much drama on the internet about the fact that Brittany Mahomes, one, liked a Trump post, I think, or some shit. And everyone on the internet was losing their shit about the fact that Taylor would still belittle herself enough to hang out with somebody who had like liked Trump post. Like, how dare anyone have opposing views to me? Now, as a woman, I'm not voting for Donald Trump 100%. I am not. However, I'm also from the Midwest, and I also have a lot of family members and friends and people who have seen me through some of the darkest times of my life who have different political opinions as me. Listen, Trump says some crazy shit, but if you think being a Democrat absolves you from all bad shit, you're out of your mind. I mean, talk about Obama and Pakistan. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then educate yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because someone has a certain political affiliation does not make them a war criminal. I'm not going to denounce every single person who has a differing opinion than me and classify them as like an evil pariah. People need to grow up. Anyway, I could go on a 50-year-long rant about this, but like, vote however you want, but like, try to cancel someone for having an affiliation with someone who has a different political opinion. Is that where we are in this country? Because that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Anyway, now that we covered the US Open, we also need to cover the first game day of the season. Y'all, seeing Taylor at the Chiefs games, looking at her fits, seeing how much fun she was having in the stands, that was a true highlight of last year. When Taylor and Travis started dating, I never imagined we were gonna get as many game day fits as we got, and we are so blessed to have received them. This fit is no different. I love it. I love the denim. She's worn this corset and top in like black before. So you know she loves it. She'll get it in another color. This applies to the boots, honey. We'll talk about it. These boots are serving CUNT. If that offends you, I literally don't care, because there's no other word to encapsulate what the boots are, what they're giving. This is like a grainy ass picture. You can't see it that well, but the boots are everything. I thought this was an amazing game day fit. I feel like she's like stepping into her wag era. She's like going full wag and warms my cold dead heart. And you might be thinking, wow, she's already been out and about so much. Like, surely we must be almost coming to an end. No, honey, we're not almost coming to an end. Next up, we have the VMAs. This was such a moment. Y'all, Taylor's event fashion for me, not like out and about street style, but like event fashion is very hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'm like amazing. Sometimes I'm like, what? It's like bad for me half the time. So I don't have super high expectations when it comes to this stuff in terms of like my own personal likes and dislikes. Now, I see this outfit that she wore to the VMAs. This is what she rocked up with. It's not what she left with, but it's what she rocked up with. And I thought, interesting. It is simultaneously possible for someone to look extremely hot and also have on a very, what I think to be ugly outfit. I know people are like, oh, it's punk, it's whatever. Listen, a mullet dress for me is 100% no every time. There's never a moment when I'm like, oh, you know what would make this dress better if it was a mullet? I mean, it's also a little bit triggering for me personally as someone who was just unconsensually given a mullet in my haircut like days ago to see a mullet dress, but I hate that. I hate the mullet shape. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. This could have been better and it's not, and I'm sad by it. She loves a mullet dress though. I mean, she loves a mullet dress. Good for her, I guess. So yeah, she looks amazingly hot, and also I don't like the outfit at all. Then though, ladies, then she upgraded to a very down bad alien coming down to earth, very much tortured poets department, callbacks, a little bit of folklore in there. I thought this dress was amazing. It's sequiny, it's sparkly, the shoes are great, and I really liked this look. She changed into something else for the after party, and that was like very reminiscent of the initial look, but I like the middle look the best, what she wore to the last half of the VMAs. And speaking of VMAs, honey, our girl won big time. She took home, I think, 7 Moon Men, and she was nominated for 12 things, so 7 wins, including Video of the Year and Artist of the Year. And now, I believe, she's tied with Beyonce for overall VMA wins. My 2 queens leading the charts. This is amazing. For solo artists, they're tied for solo artist wins. I don't know who has more as a group artist, but let's keep it correct. Let's keep it factual. They're tied for solo artist wins, and at 30 apiece. Can you even fathom? Can you fathom it? No. Okay, next talking point. It was either right before the VMAs or right after. Come correct in the comments, I don't know which, but she posted a public endorsement of Kamala Harris and talking about democracy and talking about right to vote and how you should educate yourself, blah, 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 blah. And people were also like shitting all over her online because she hadn't publicly endorsed Kamala or renounced Trump or like really made any kind of statement about anything. And it's like, bitch, I knew she was gonna. She was just waiting. And honestly, she doesn't owe anyone anything. She's just a recording artist. She's just a musician. This shit wouldn't be happening if people weren't ridiculous and putting people up on godlike pedestals and needing them to be everything to them and comment on everything and be perfect in every way. If a musician is just a musician and an artist, like they can just be that, and we don't need to put them up on this pedestal where they need to comment on every single event of the day. It's kind of like Bo Burnham's Inside when he has a song all about this, where he's like, we really need to know Reese's Pieces, where they stand on Lyme disease. Like, we need to know that. It's like, bitch, you don't. You're not owed shit. But also, I thought it was amazing and iconic that she did post something about it. And obviously it aligns with my own political views, so I'm very happy about it. And then, of course, there's backlash from her posting that from like people who are voting on the other side, like, oh, I'm burning Taylor Swift CDs. Honey, first of all, you still have CDs? That's embarrassing. Second of all, are we still doing this shit? Are we this shit doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why are we still doing this? Why are we still burning books? Why are we still burning merch? Like, because someone doesn't agree with one opinion that you have? Listen, honey, if you are an artist and your entire life, every piece of shit you've ever done was played out before all of humankind, guess who'd be burning your merch, honey? All of us, your parents especially, probably. Your siblings, definitely, grandparents. It's like, you are not a perfect angel, and if you're an artist, people will be burning your merch. So basically, I lost the plot on that, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but if you understood it, then love you. So anyway, she posted. She got roasted. Obviously, y'all, we knew Trump was gonna have his little moment after she posted that, and he did, of course. I don't know if he posted on Twitter or Truth Social, his like social media app, but he basically posted in all caps, like a very mature adult, I hate Taylor Swift, exclamation points. So we're mature. That honestly feels like something someone would do in 8th grade. Like, it is embarrassing. I don't care if you're like in love with Donald Trump, like you need to acknowledge like that level of name calling is like embarrassing. It's cringe, it's embarrassing. LOL for him. People obviously came out in support, like, I love Taylor Swift, blah, 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 which is kind of like equally cringy and embarrassing. You don't need to do that. She has like the adoration of literally millions of people. Like, she doesn't need like your adoration, Stephen King, also to feel justified at night, but like, sure, whatever. Anyway, it was a super embarrassing thing, and I guarantee this bitch saw that and just laughed her head off. Laughed her head off. Girl, you think she doesn't know you don't like her? Also, you think she gives a shit? Also, to all the trolls online, it's like, do you think she cares about your opinion? Honey, no. Anyway, it's been a crazy week, y'all. And I hope I'm not missing any moments, but that was like all of the big moments in the last couple weeks that I've had saved up to chat about. But also, I want to talk about Reputation. I want to end this with talking about Reputation TV. Reputation, Taylor's version, honey. We're all waiting for it. And I'm dying. I love Reputation clowns more than anything in my entire life. If I had $1 for every time someone said and had many, many pieces of information to back it up that Reputation TV was going to be announced, I would have $1 billion and I'd be as rich as Taylor Swift, and I wouldn't be making this video probably because I'd be on my yacht somewhere. Listen, y'all, keep the clowning up. It gives me life. It brings me joy. It gives me a reason to keep going on. Regardless of when Reputation TV is coming, and I feel like now, just to fuck with everybody's head, she's going to be like, debut is going to come first in terms of the Taylor's version projects. But I would say Reputation Taylor's version was probably the re-recording I was always most excited about. I mean, I'm wearing black. I'm a creature of the darkness. So Reputation, our goth punk moment of female rage, was my most excited and most anticipated re-recording. And I have to say, I'm nervous since everything has been Jover, and since we're deep into Travis now, I'm kind of like, I have a feeling she was recording this project, like the re-records, while shit was going pretty bad with Joe, especially considering she wrote You're Losing Me in like 2021. So like, it's probably been since they broke up, or since maybe they were still together while she was re-recording it. But like, how is Gorgeous gonna sound? You know, like so many of those songs are so specific to Joe that I'm worried she's not going to give them like the that they deserve. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But also, like, I was so excited about the vault songs for this project because I just feel like, oh my gosh, there's got to be like some crazy sexy songs on there, like Dark Taylor all the way. And now I'm like, well, maybe those were about Joe, and maybe she's just gonna be like, oh, I don't really want to do those. So, and just give us more freaking Kim Ye songs, which literally end my life. I need not one more of those. If I literally hear one more song about Kim Kardashian, y'all. So anyway, I'm really excited for Reputation TV, but I'm also very much hoping that when we do get it, whenever that is, probably because of the clowns, it'll be in 18 years from now, that the vault songs slap as hard as I think they should. That's my prayer today. And for all of you. I missed all of you. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you continue to have a great week. And hopefully, barring any disasters, I'll be here next week. See ya.